if I look tired, it's because I've been burning the candle at both ends and I'm trying my best to roll a metaphorical turd in glitter today because I feel it. My goodness me, I feel it. But I also realised that I have to slot this in here, okay? Because I was definitely over chatty at the introduction of this video, and there I was thinking that I was going to be able to slot something in. No, too chatty, Lydia, first and foremost. But also, I was 35 years old when I learnt how to do a bun and do it flattering. Sorry that I'm taking so many pauses, but you know when you're tired and I'm like, I actually don't know what I'm saying. What day is it? Who am I? Anyway, I learned to do a bun because I always used to, I don't know whether it's just me, but when I was doing a bun, I would just scrape it back, like all of it as like much as possible. And there's a little bit of finesse to it. You have to kind of, I like swoop the sides down and then swoop it and swoop it. Obviously you can do the centre parting, which I've done previously, but for like a classic little bun, I mean, this is literally a hair mask bun, by the way. So this is not a going out bun, this is a hair mask bun. But yeah, I really feel like I've actually learned how to do my centre, do my parting, but I've also grown back in the little hairy bits here as well, with everything that I've been doing. So it's really good. I've actually got a nice hairline now. I used to look at girls and think, how do you just have a hairline? I mean, it's not perfectly symmetrical as a hairline on the whole, but anyway, I'm not going to over chat to you. I have some new in pieces to show you from Goelia, which is a brand that I have been discovering and enjoying and wearing and loving so much over the past few months, that I have been so excited to delve into their forthcoming autumn winter pieces, because my goodness, the pieces that they do are absolutely exquisite. You'll get the most incredible fabrics from 100% wools, cashmeres, silk blends, cottons, like all of the best, most hand-selected natural fibres. And they do wonderful, wonderful silhouettes. They do like 2 pieces that are like matching sets as well, which I just love. And so I thought I would get into these pieces with you, if that's okay with you, just before we get into the video. I've got a great video planned, but let's do it. To be honest, I think I've done you guys a favour and also saved myself time this morning, because my hair being up means I'm not going to faff with it. And second of all, oh, itchy nose. And second of all, it means you can see everything better as well. But we're going in strong. Number one is a 100% wool cardigan that almost looks like a sort of blazer. A really beautiful round neck, elegant shaped, and oh, the colours. The colours are just my favourite colour palette. Ivory with black piping, and this is something that I've gone full Lydia, and I've styled it to the extreme when it comes to like dressing. So I've gone for a dress. You could easily, like with some vintage wash jeans, some Chanel ballet pumps or any kind of ballet pumps, you could style this up totally more casually as well. It is super soft, and just for the people that hate me wearing things on my shoulders, I will of course show you it on, but I think that this would actually, oh no, do you know what? I think this kind of looks lovely. Yeah, you could obviously, sleeves, I love it. Oh my God, I love it. This is such a good option if you're going like out somewhere and you don't know whether it's going to be sort of like warm or cold. This is a good option because it's not bulky. You can throw it over your shoulder, especially moving into like autumn months. This will be really good to just have with you as those evenings start getting cooler and like cooling off a little bit. You might want something to throw over your shoulders or something to pop on just because it's lovely. Like I said, it's 100% wool. The button details on it are absolutely spectacular. You could even put this with like black suit trousers as well. I think that contrast would be spectacular. For me, this is my happy place. We know this. I think it's gorgeous. I'll link it down below. I have a discount code as well. Before I show you any more, I've got a discount code. I always forget to put it at the beginning, and I know that that's what you guys want to know. It's like, Lydia, I really like the stuff, but first of all, I want to know how much you're going to save me. Well, 25% off is what my code will get you. It's Lydia25. I'll pop it on screen, I'll pop it in the description box, all of the terms and conditions. If there's anything you're worried about, hopefully everything will be in the description box to just give you peace of mind, information, that kind of thing. For me, this is such a wearable piece, so I will link it down below. But I'm going to style this dress up with another item as well. Okay, this I love. We've gone from that more contrasting colour palette to something a bit softer, a bit more feminine. Do you know what would work really well with this? My hat. Oh my gosh, this would be such a look if you have an event. Hold on, my bun is a little bit too high for it, but let's go for it anyway. I don't think we can go for it. Damn it, my bun is too high. But this more elegant colour palette with those more feminine tones dropped in with the pinks, stunning. I'm going to take the hat off though because it's killing me. It's killing the vibe. It's killing the vibe. This is such a versatile jacket because this has 4 complementary colour tones in it. So you could pick out any one of these colour tones and make a story or like a full moment look out of it. So it's got ivory, which is what I've gone for in the dress and the hat. It's got pink, so I've got the accessories that work. It's also got a sort of baby blue, which is really beautiful. And then it's got this deeper, richer, more taupey shade. It's got a little touch of sparkle, which I'm usually not someone who's into sparkle in tweed, but in this one, it's so subtle that I actually think it works exceptionally. This is such a versatile piece and works beautifully on like quite petite frames, I think, especially this shape because it's more of a crop. So let me show you it on because I know you'll want to know. What it's going to do is it's going to really sort of complement on the waist there as well. But for me, this is an absolute no-brainer, especially for the coming months. It's also got princess sleeves, which is something I learned recently. Princess sleeves, which means it shows off your watches, your bracelets, those kinds of things that you have on your wrists. So it's also a little bit more elegant because it shows off this sort of small part of your arm, and I always think that's super flattering. It's like showing a bit of ankle. Like a bit of ankle goes a long way, unless your feet are swollen like mine are at the moment and I haven't been able to get my shoes on properly, then we'll just ignore the ankles. But I really love this. This is a great one for having in your wardrobe to wear with items that you might need a good jacket to go with, but you don't want to get one that matches because you're never going to get the wear out of it. This is going to go with so many items in your wardrobe and it feels very high-end. And again, it also has that sort of nod to Chanel in it as well. So if you've got a brooch, which I always say you can pick these up pre-loved, these brooches on places like Vestiaire, and you have yourself a very, very lovely jacket that feels super, super elevated, like so. This to me is a win, absolute win. So I'll link this down below with my code, which is Lydia25. The knees are out. They are. They won't be out for long because the moment that it gets cold outside, they will be covered by tights. But I feel like this is definitely this kind of bag vibe. And when I tell you this dress is so incredibly warm, I'm actually obsessed. Like, this is so beautiful. This would be such a great dress for the winter months, for like party season. If you want to be super chic. Oh, and again, let me get that brooch. This with like brown tights to be super, super flattering, but for now as well, obviously as it gets a little bit cooler, maybe not tights weather, but you can still wear this with the slingbacks or the ballet pumps as well. You could wear this as a day thing, but for me, this is one of those really, really versatile pieces that makes you feel super luxe and high-end. The fabric quality is insane. Like, it is so thick. It's fully lined and it has that Chanel two-piece vibe down to a T, whilst being such high quality in itself. Like the structuring on the shoulders, perfection. The skirt like holds its own. The pockets, this is a dream. And obviously you can go for a more day bag as well if you want to, that kind of look. This makes me feel almost Emily in Paris. In fact, I went to Paris with Calcedonia last year, and this would have been the perfect dress for that like event. So I would have had my legs out, would have been perfect. But anyway, I'm digressing. This is such a gorgeous like vintage inspired piece that will keep you warm. So if you like wearing dresses but don't want to be cold in winter, like autumn winter time, and you want to look good and you still want to look like you've made an effort, this is a no-brainer. It's made to look like a two-piece, but it is in fact a dress, and super flattering on. Oh, amazing. I'll link this down below. It's so warm I've got a sweat tash. Oh my gosh, I feel like Blair Waldorf in this outfit, and I was never really a Gossip Girl fan, but I know that there'll be people very upset about that. But however, this is like if you're more of the autumn colour palette and you want those richer tones, this is the most stunning herringbone wool tweed dress, and then the jacket matches to perfection. There are two styles of jackets as well, so if you want that more Chanel-esque inspired look, you can go with the round neck option, but there is another one. Also, the dress is more of a pinafore style as well. Oh, if I can show you it. So, bear with me, I'm wearing it like this for now, but come autumn winter, there is this beautiful 100% wool ivory turtleneck. Well, it's actually not, it's a mock turtleneck. This underneath this with the jacket, you're going to be super warm, super soft on your skin, and still look absolutely lovely. And these are the kinds of pieces that you can throw on a coat over the top and just layer up so that as the season changes, you're like an onion basically, you just take something off. But this is another option. This one is from Goelia as well, and this shade of ivory is quite possibly the best shade of ivory I think I have ever seen, and the softness, I know that this is going to be a real classic. You'll get the wear out of this throughout the winter because it's got that mock turtleneck. So I find actual turtlenecks really bulky. I like the mock turtleneck because it's more streamlined, a lot more flattering. I find the bigger, bulkier ones sometimes, they're more casual to me, whereas I like that streamlined look. So this is going to be a wonderful option for styling this dress up differently. However, I feel like my country girls are going to love this option, to have a dress that goes with the blazer beautifully. This is, again, a 100% wool herringbone tweed, which has this stunning leather detailing and the horn buttons. This is something that will be easily styled up with jeans, trousers as the season changes, but if you want something slightly more feminine, you want to go for something a lot smarter, this is a great option in itself. But you obviously have this more traditional blazer with the lapels, nipped in waist. I always tend to put my sleeves a little bit further up just to reveal the wrist. But you also have the, I don't know what this blazer style is called. I kind of want to call it the princess cut because it reminds me of like Princess Diana. But you have this option as well. Obviously you can wear it properly. You don't have to be like me. But if you want to wear it properly, this has a sort of like preppier vibe. So I'll link all three of these in the description box and the mock turtleneck as well, because I think that one will be something that you just wear and it's like you can't really go wrong with beautiful quality knitwear. If you find the good shades as well, make sure that you sort of pay attention to how your skin looks when you put on ivory shades and things like that. I definitely am that more autumn colour palette, so when I wear these warmer tones, they definitely work so much better for me, but you can get your colours done in lots of different places and it's just helped me massively. So yeah, I've got those ones as well. Okay, we're into a very, very Lydia Millen-esque length on this dress as well. This is more of a midi length pleated dress which comes with the blazer to match and the beautiful pearl buttons as well. That is very, very reminiscent of Chanel, which is why I've gone for the Chanel bag to go with it. And again, I'm calling this the princess blazer because I think it's just I think it does it justice because I feel like a princess when I wear it. With it's got the contrast ivory piping, which gives it intrigue. It's not just another all black outfit. This has something about it that gives it that high-end feel, which I absolutely love. And I just feel like this is super, super classic. Obviously, my hair up is probably doing it no justice, and I'm slightly hot because it is a bit toasty in the UK at the moment. But I think that this is one, again, with like black boots, my usual classic black boots. In winter time, I'm gonna feel so put together, but warm. I'm gonna be able to layer underneath it as well, so if I want to put base layers and things like that. But such a chic option. I feel incredible. Is this my favorite outfit ever? I actually think it might be. This is quite possibly the most amazing autumn outfit. So this is actually a sort of very light sage green, and I've popped it with the ivory wool roll neck. I need to stop calling it a roll neck, it's a mock turtleneck. So I wanted to show you just how structured this is on the sleeves, because this in itself looks like it was made to measure. Obviously you can do, if like me you like that slightly more I'm not even trying look, which I personally think the jacket on the shoulders looks. Now I need to steam this a little bit better, give it that really crisp look. But for me, this is quite possibly the hero of the entire look, because it's also not too heavy in its weight. This is really lightweight. It's got like that sort of effortless, lightweight, transitional, tailored feel to it. The colours are spectacular. And I popped it with flats. I should probably have heels on, but I wanted to go full Lydia Millen on this one, okay? But I love it so, so much. And obviously you could go for different accessories if you wanted to. If you wanted to go a little bit more contrasting, you could go for black with some black leather shoes. Again, when it comes to autumn winter and I've got black boots on, this is a really, really good option as well. So my code is Lydia25. I'll pop it on screen, I'll pop it in the description box, but you are going to see me living in some of these pieces over the next month as the season changes, because this is, I mean, look at the waist that this gives as well. But don't sleep on this ivory jumper, because for me this is a bit of a no-brainer. Even the skirt on its own, it's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I feel like the lining with this works really well as well. Sorry, I'm just feeling myself, but love it. Okay, I can't believe I missed out on this option too, because again, oh my gosh, I could so wear this to Goodwood. This would have been such an amazing option for Goodwood, with like ivory shoes as well. This hat is just the hat that keeps on giving. It goes with all of these outfits so beautifully. This is when I'm like, Lydia, you need some ivory shoes and you need an ivory bag. Oh, wow. I love it. Oh, can't believe I forgot to do that. But as mentioned, everything is linked down below. I'm just gonna get back into the video now, and I apologize that I talk so much, because I am the world's worst human being when it comes to like keeping my vlogs concise. I need to just remember this in the future, but I hope you don't mind me slotting this in at the beginning. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday. It is Monday. And I've been up since 5. I have done a 4K this morning because it was the most beautiful morning, and I stopped to listen to the village church bells, and I took so many blooming videos that I didn't have enough time to actually go my normal 5K, so I ended up only doing the 4K. And to be fair, my PT was a little bit injured as well, so he had to walk it. So we didn't really do it at all together. However, I did my run and it was beautiful. And then we did a dog walk with the dogs, which again was so beautiful. The mist, it's so wonderful at this time of year, because it's almost like, it's really funny because people get very, like, they get sort of confused when people start talking about autumn and yet it's sunny outside. And for me, part of the fun of the seasons is watching them overlap and almost sort of play around each other and dance around each other's factors. So obviously summer, long, beautiful, hot time, and then autumn, which is slightly more theatrical and crisp and fresh and colourful. Sort of see elements of each of them just overlapping, and we've started to see in the mornings that it's a lot colder, but by the sort of lunchtime it gets so warm. We're having a bit of a heat wave at the moment, but it still feels like very much an end of summer heat wave. And do you know what? I'm actually really grateful for it, because we obviously haven't had the weather that we would usually have. And so I feel like I'm really savouring it and I'm not taking it for granted. So despite the fact that I am super busy this week, that is an extra super duper pooper scooper busy. By the way, I'm using the Bare Minerals Original Foundation. My goodness me, oh geez, I don't even know if I was on YouTube when I used this, because I actually discovered this when I first started my first ever Roaccutane journey. I've only ever done two courses of Roaccutane before I cracked the code that my acne was not in fact hormone or whatever or dietary. My acne was stress. That was where my acne comes from. So I always say it, but if you ever see me with like spots really like breaking out round here, although I am a ninja at hiding it, I'm stressed. That is basically it, and I cracked the code. So I was incredibly stressed and went on Roaccutane, but discovered so many incredible products, and this has been a product that I have loved for many, many years. I've never worked with the brand, ever. I wish I had, but I haven't. But I am a loyal customer. I buy their products, I love their products. And this foundation for me just feels like my skin, but better. And on days when it's gonna be warm, it doesn't go like oily or anything like that. I feel like everything's kind of secure, but it is a bit of a Marmite foundation, in all honesty. I know a lot of people struggle with it because it's quite lightweight and doesn't feel like you're wearing anything. I also feel, on me personally, it can feel quite dry. So I do always add a bit of a spritz. I'm using the Alchemist from Seed to Skin. I finished the dewy one, which I think is my favorite from them, but the Alchemist is just as lovely. And I just kind of put a bit more moisture into the makeup. Even though it's super radiant, I just like a little bit more. I've also used, obviously, the By Terry Brightening. I'm not doing a get ready with me, okay? But I used the By Terry Brightening CC Serum. And I have a very, very interesting day today. So I was on a trip, and I landed from my trip, and I checked my emails, which I shouldn't have been doing because it was a Saturday, but I checked my emails, and I opened my personal email box, which nobody, I believe, only people that are in my life personally have access to, or if you are my SA at Hermes, apparently. And I received my email that said that my wish had been fulfilled in full. And it was quite a shock, to be honest. I was not expecting it. And I'm someone that, I'm not like a big spender at Hermes. I'm not really a big spender with any sort of brand. I'm very, very particular, and I stick to the parameters of what I know is my style. I don't get caught up in their sort of, not that that's a bad thing, and I want anyone to know that whenever I talk about these kinds of things, I promise you, this is just a very, very personal thing for me, and I just share it with you. If you like buying into trends, if you like following people that buy into trends, if you're an influencer who likes to buy into trends, honestly, I genuinely mean it, no shade. It's me that's exhausted. I see the pieces and I see how beautiful they are. And I just think, I know for me personally that I'm not going to know what to do with it in however many months' time. And then I'm going to feel guilty because it's just sat there. And then it's sort of like, you know, what do I do with it? It was sort of a waste of my hard-earned money that I've worked for such a long time. And I don't want to feel that way about things. So I want you to know that there's definitely no shade. However, I got the email. Like I said, don't play the game. Don't buy the blankets. I don't buy the cushions. But and I don't live in London either, so actually a lot of the things that I do buy new, even though a lot of the stuff I'm buying at the moment is pre-loved, a lot of the things that I do buy new are online, and I wasn't sure if that went towards anything. I have no idea, but regardless, I got the message, and it is like the exact one that I wanted. This one is more of like a practical bag. It's one of the bigger ones, but it is a piece of Hermes history that you'll know I'm incredibly fond of. I'm not going to give it away too much before we get there, but I'm very, very excited. And in all honesty, I needed to go to London today as well. I'm actually having, it's kind of a bit of a day off, which I guess makes sense because I actually worked this weekend, which I don't often do, but sometimes it can't be like prevented, and sometimes there are just opportunities that you just can't say no to, and this was definitely one of them. I try and be really, really careful that I don't do too much, because there are so many opportunities in this industry and you can end up burning yourself out. But so I worked on Saturday, so I feel like I can take this a little bit, you know, I can sort of feel like I'm allowed to do this on a Monday. But I've been meaning to come into London and do this anyway, because I have been wanting to go to a store that I maybe haven't been to with you for a while, and it was one of those stores that I used to go to all the time, and I haven't been for a very, very long time. You'll remember I used to go to DIOR on Bond Street all the time, and I would go and see the most incredible essay there. I honestly miss her so much. I miss seeing her so much. She doesn't work there anymore, and she was the one that once upon a time let me know that she used to work, I feel like I can say it anyway, but she was like, we have never had anyone come into DIOR and buy the exact bag and twilly that an influencer has purchased, except for with you, Lydia. And that is my claim to fame. And I know I've had a few humble brags recently, but in all honesty, when you're my age and in this industry, you can often feel like, am I still good at my job? And obviously that was a while ago, but even if it was just once upon a time, I was good at my job. But no, so I'm good. This is a very roundabout way of saying things. 9 minutes. I impress myself with how much utter rubbish I talk. But I'm going to DIOR today. I'm actually going not for shoes, famous last words, not for shoes, not for handbags. I am going to try on some of their ready-to-wear pieces, not with the brand or anything like this. This has been something that I have been sort of umming and ahhing about for a number of months, because I definitely feel like there's a huge... Am I almost flashing? I am. Let's not do that and keep this channel above the... It's not OnlyFans, okay? Yeah, so I've been thinking about this for a while, and I've been... My highest searched thing on Pinterest is DIOR New Look, and I'm sure you don't need me to school you, but DIOR New Look is basically probably the most iconic era, in my opinion, of DIOR. It sort of fell around the 1940s. Was it 1947 or 19? I can't remember. But it's really when the iconic DIOR silhouette came into play, and oh my goodness, my searches at the moment are you know, Grace Kelly and DIOR New Look and Audrey Hepburn and all of those kinds of iconic looks at the moment. And so I've been searching and searching. What I wanted to do, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, was go and I wanted to potentially buy a pre-loved or vintage DIOR bar jacket. And I actually don't know what size I would be in a DIOR bar jacket. And this is where it becomes really difficult buying pre-loved for things that are more fitted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into DIOR today. However, I'm also not going to resign myself to only getting something pre-loved, because I know that these are the types of products that really last in my wardrobe. So I'm going to go, I'm going to try on, I'm going to get an idea for size, I'm going to get an idea for what's in at this, like what they have in store at this sort of season, and just get a better understanding of sizing, because I've only ever worn Dior once, like Dior ready to wear, and that was when they dressed me in Cannes very many moons ago, and I think I was wearing things that weren't the right size, and it was very, very difficult to get a feel for things. So that is my plan of action today. So I'm heading down to London to pick up my bag, which is super exciting, and to do a spot of shopping. My friend Lauren is over from Monaco as well, and we actually have them coming up to stay with us at the weekend, but she's gonna see if she can meet me in London and come shopping with me. So very, very happy that she is over. It won't be as messy as the last time we were together, because tomorrow, very busy week. Tomorrow I have the NTAs. I'm going to my first ever National Television Awards, and I didn't think that I was going to be doing the red carpet, and I have just found out this morning as my tickets arrived that I am actually doing the red carpet, and so now I'm having a panic about what I'm going to wear as well. So I'm going to look in Dior. Mainly I'm looking in Dior because what I want to do is have something lovely to wear for Goodwood, but also something that isn't, I'm not wasting my money on something that isn't going to stay in my wardrobe. Does that make sense? I don't want to buy a costume from the 1940s. If I'm buying something, I want it to be inspired by the 1940s so that I can wear it more. And I would probably think that if I was to go and buy things that were vintage, that weren't my usual style, that would make me feel wasteful. So that's my plan of action for the day. Very exciting, and just a lovely day really. I haven't decided what I'm doing with this particular bag that I'm picking up today. I haven't decided if I am going to actually use it or whether this is going to go into the vault and just be a bit of a special thing that I just preserve, because I know I talk about using special things, but sometimes these things can also be very clever investments as well. So I haven't decided. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. Either way, it will be, it's being kept, but I just haven't decided what I'm doing with it just yet. So I'm going to get myself dressed and ready for the day. I've done a little bit of eyeliner. Where is my, have I lost my, I think I've lost my Tweezerman eyelash curlers. Good job I have a backup. Rose gold. Oh, can you hear that? That's Jemima letting us know that she's laid an egg. Last night I also baked a lemon and raspberry cake with the hen's eggs, and it came out perfectly. I've got this one mixture and it is my fail-safe mixture, and I don't know why I try and deviate from it. So what I'm going to do is just always do that blooming mixture, because whenever I try and do something different, I can't confidently stand by that the cake is going to be good. Anyway, enough yabbering, Lydia. Get ready for London, go and see your friend, do some shopping, have a lovely girly day. I'm always yabbering on to you guys, aren't I? Such a blooming nightmare. Proper yabberer. Call this the Yabber Diaries. Just hear her going nuts. She's so funny. I feel like I want to talk to you about more stuff, but I've already talked to you for 16 minutes and I feel like I shouldn't really be talking to you about more stuff. I've always just got so much to tell you. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Rodeo. Okay, outfit to head down to London because it is boiling today. I'm wearing this Zimmermann dress, which is around about, I think it must be 5 years old, this dress, and was such a find in the classic white. It's just probably one of the most flattering dresses ever. I always feel really, really lovely in it, but also it's good for a hot day because it's completely backless. Vintage belt, Hermes, Oasis, little brown Birkin, Celine Triomphe sunnies, and Susan Kaplan earrings. I am heading to London, so let's go. I treated myself to an iced latte because it's so warm. However, it is warm. Sad times. And I've also got a bag of tomatoes for Lauren. Don't say I don't treat you, Lauren. I was going to bring her cake that I made last night, and I know that she wouldn't appreciate that, even though she loves sweet things, so she can have some of my tomatoes instead. Yeah, so just waiting for the train, heading to London. I've missed one train already, so a little bit annoying. Never mind, I had the world's scariest taxi driver ever. Not that he was scary, he was very lovely, but he was a very bad driver. And yeah, I've made it to London safe and sound, and now I'm heading to meet Lauren. I'm either going to pick her up or meet her there. I haven't decided. Well, she hasn't told me yet, but it's also not lost on me that I've got her tomatoes as a present, by the way, because she always gets me the fanciest presents. Do you remember the gardening tools? Yeah, DIOR gardening tools. She gets me little things like my little gift from Hermes. She's honestly like, and she's so thoughtful with it as well. She doesn't just buy like bougie presents just for the sake of buying a bougie present. She's very thoughtful with them. I mean, a lot of love has gone into these tomatoes, so I know that she'll appreciate them, but I do feel a bit silly.
And that's part of the wool. And that matches perfectly with the back top that we have. Super high waisted, very. So that would be a perfect line.
So I'm in DIOR. I went to Hermes. I'll explain when I get home, like properly, but no bag today. Sad times. I'm in DIOR though, and I.
Let me see this one. Come to me. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous, but it's not the one.
No. Okay. So wearing the dress, well, the first dress that they've suggested, I don't think it's quite right. I feel like this is, I could wear like to meetings and things like that. I don't think this is quite what I'm looking for, but we have a little ensemble here that I can try on, so that'll be outfit number 2. Look number 2, and this is a very sort of iconic 1940s style, this off-the-shoulder style jacket. It's so beautiful. I don't love the skirt on me personally. I want something a bit sort of floofier, but this is super elegant and so special. Of course, the most expensive dress steals my heart. This is the most beautiful silk and wool mix dress, and I feel like if this was in ivory, this would make the most beautiful wedding dress, even if you didn't want to do like a long skirt or like a bachelorette party dress, something like that. But this is just phenomenal. Sadly, it's not in my size, and it's pinned at the back, so I'm not sure if it's like what I can get away with, and it's also the most expensive dress I have ever tried on in my life. This is the dress that I came in for. The most spectacular polka dot dress, and this is not my size, so I need to make sure that I can get another size because it's perfect, absolutely perfect. Just to show you it zoomed out as well. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Oh wow, I love it. I want it. And this is the iconic bar jacket in ivory with the polka dot dress, with the belt and the shoes. Now this is definitely a full look. I kind of want to try and get this belt pre-loved, I think, because belts are super easy to get pre-loved, but I'm waiting to see if I can get this dress in my size, and I think the jacket is a yes from me.
Turn to me with the hands down. I need to see it properly.
Like a proud mum.
I love it. I just love it. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, we were about ready to leave, and then the team brought me a glass of champagne, so we were like just talking, waiting for them to tally everything up so that I could buy the dress. And whilst we were sitting there, a gentleman runs in with the dress in my size, and so they've managed to get it here in time. I'm genuinely lost for words. I think it was a bit of a different start to the day because I obviously didn't end up getting the bag that I wanted, just for various reasons, and it's just one of those things. And so I was a bit downtrodden because, you know, when you've like resigned yourself to the fact that you're getting something and then it doesn't happen. But the team here, I'm like blown away. Like it's kind of reignited everything. Like, do you remember how much I used to love Dior? Like, I feel like my experience today has like reignited that. Yeah, loved it. So I'm gonna try it on in my size, fingers crossed. Okay, it is absolutely perfect. The thing I was worried about was the shoulders not being as sharp on this one, but oh my goodness, perfection. Absolute perfection. I hope the other dress, which is a size 40, goes to someone that will love this dress as much as I do, because this is perfection in a polka dot dress. Okay, after all of that shopping, very hungry. In fact, we're both very hungry. We had a glass of champagne when we were there, and neither of us have eaten properly, so we've come to the Barclay and ordered some little piggy bits, and we've gone for really healthy stuff. This is actually so bad. A hot dog and sliders and chips, and we also have arancini balls, but the arancini balls are just for me. But come to the namesake of Monsieur Barclay himself, and yeah, this is what we named Barclay after when we had a really lovely Christmas here 2 years ago, and so it's good to be back because I actually haven't been back since, but time for some food because I'm hungry. Good morning everyone. Oh, you can see my bag. Oh, you can see my flask. Oh, there we go. That's probably not the best because I can't see myself. There we go. Good morning everyone. We are back where this video started to give you a bit of an update on yesterday. I'm also getting ready for the NTAs now, and I've spent the morning in the garden because it's sunny, and like I said, it's making me appreciate the sunshine, so I thought I'd get out early this morning. I was out watering the garden very, very early, okay? And yes, I had a lovely day in London yesterday, but it obviously didn't turn out how I thought, and I thought I'd just explain it in the easiest way possible. Basically, I arrived, they brought the bag out, and in all testaments then they handled it super well. But basically, as I tried on the bag, they realised that there was like a mark on the bag, and they quickly like took the bag away, and they were just like, we can't sell, I'm so sorry, we just couldn't possibly sell this bag to you. It's a particular condition and it wouldn't be right for us to do so, and they took the bag away, and that was that. Really, really professional about it, completely understand, and they were like, this just never happens, and this is a standard that we don't sort of operate to. So that is what happened, and I took it as a sign that that bag is just not meant for me. So I changed my wish there and then, because there's nothing like something like that to tell me that something is it's just not meant for you, Lydia. So I had a quick change, and they have assured me that they're going to do their best, their very best to sort it out, basically. But who knows with this. But it's just one of those situations. I could look at it like it was bad luck, because obviously you wait so long to get those emails, and it's such a like exciting thing. Like I'd literally travelled from Northampton down to London for that specifically. I'd then been able to tag it on to seeing my friend Lauren, because she was in London as well. And so it's just one of those situations where, you know, things happen, it's not the end of the world, it is just a bag, and I just have to be a little bit more patient, which is something that I've definitely learned over the years. By the way, I'm just about to do the bougiest thing that I ever do. I am about to put my Elizabeth Arden Advanced Ceramide Cream, which is my favourite, but I'm just going to say this now, if they don't make this in a body cream, I'm not going to be able to afford to keep using it, because putting it on your body, look at the glow. I mean, look at it. I had oil on before as well, but this just sets the skin alight. So that is the bougiest thing I do in my beauty routine. And this is an outright plea to the Arden team to please make this in a body cream. Same formula, doesn't have to be as necessarily bougie, just that same beautiful radiance. Oh my gosh, when I used it on my body recently, I was like, hello. So then after that, we obviously went to Dior and I did pick up some pieces. And I have to say, the service that I received in Dior is like, I haven't experienced that since I used to go and see my old SA. I think if you have like a bad experience somewhere, it can stay with you and you can just not go there again. And I wouldn't say I've had very many bad experiences in my shopping career. Most of the time, everyone is super lovely and like really friendly. I think I talked about once that I had a bad time in Chanel and I had a situation where I felt like someone wasn't like telling me the truth, I think, when I went to Dior a while ago. And I think it just left it like maybe a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But as I said, I've been really loving the Dior New Look style. So I wanted to like go and have my first ready to wear try on. And when I tell you that Dior on Sloane Street is just magical. The people in there were so lovely. Even like the security guard, so lovely. And the guy that served me was just amazing. And basically I went in there for this one particular dress. They explained to me that they had the dress, but it was 3 sizes too big. They had it in my size, but it was in the warehouse. And so what they were going to do was they were going to arrange for me to have it sent to my house, basically, in the hope that it fitted me. However, I also wanted to try on the bar jackets, and I learned a lot about the bar jackets as well before I carry on with the story about my dress, because I was obviously wanting to buy a bar jacket vintage or pre-loved, and what I very, very quickly realised is that a bar jacket is essentially a style of jacket that they will then alter to be perfectly form-fitting to your body, and I didn't realise that. I think previously I've probably seen on like the girls that do like all of the Dior shows and things like that, and they wear the bar jackets. Maybe they're gifted to them or not, but I don't know if they've been fitted. So I'm just assuming that they're being dressed by the brand and it's just, you know, off the peg, it fits them. No, the bar jacket you want to have fitted to you. So I realised that actually buying something, once I've bought it vintage, because it's not hugely less in price, once I've bought it vintage, then have it tailored, because I, for my shoulders, have to go 2 sizes up, which means it fits on my shoulders, but then needs tailoring pretty much everywhere else, even the sleeves. Once you've done that, it's going to be rather expensive. So that was basically what I was doing. I was trying on the bar jackets, getting them fitted. Oh, I have finished this Dior and it's a good job. I bought another one, didn't I? Speaking of Dior, so basically I was trying on these jackets and then they were like, oh, maybe try on this. And then I tried on this belt and blah, blah, blah. And then it felt like they were sort of stalling a little bit. They're like, oh, have another glass of champagne. And I was like, oh no, I couldn't possibly, I haven't eaten. And they were like, well, we'll get you some macarons. So they got me some macarons and I'm just sat there eating some macarons. They're like, oh, we're just gonna package everything up for you. And then this very flustered gentleman comes running in holding this beautiful polka dot dress. And Lauren goes, oh, is that your dress? In the size that you wanted? I was like, no, 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 I think it's just the other one. And the gentleman was like, no, no, this is your dress. This is in your size. And they had managed to bike or somehow get that dress to me. They'd kept me there long enough. We were there a long time as well. Bless Lauren, she deserves a medal. And they got me my dress and it fit the dream. I was really worried, and I think this was the thing. I saw it on this girl at Salon Privé, and I thought she must have really like angular shoulders because it just looked so spectacular, and I have no doubt that she does have very angular shoulders and she is very spectacular, but the dress does it too. So when I put it on and it actually fit me properly, I was like, oh wow, it does make me feel and look a lot like her. So I got the dress and I got some other bits and I will unbox them with you, but for the moment I need to get ready for the National Television Awards, which I've never done before. Ali and I are going together for the first time, and we are doing the red carpet together as well, which I actually only found out that I was doing the red carpet the other day, and I didn't plan any dressing for it. So we're doing what Lydia Millen does best, and we are re-wearing, because that is what we do. And I've got a really lovely, simplistic black tulle dress that I am going to wear for the occasion. So all good. And I'm also, my makeup artist couldn't do my makeup. I haven't got anyone to do my hair. So this really is a DIY red carpet look that you are about to see. Pretty much like my other bit, although I'm not going to do the whole thing with you because I actually need to film some stories for Rodial as well, because that is my secret weapon to make me look a little bit awake. So anyway, that's my update with you. I think I told you everything about it. I will obviously unbox, and then I'll just update you obviously as and when the situation maybe changes. But it's just one of those things, isn't it, that I guess it's all part of the game of the Hermes situation. Not the game, because this was obviously unforeseen, but they handled it very, very professionally, and we shall just see from there. So I think I'm going to go for hair up, because it just makes me feel so lovely with my hair up. I don't know why I'm going through a bit of a hair up moment. Pulled back, I just feel like, so we shall see. Okay, I definitely did not start getting ready early enough because it has been a rush and I haven't been able to do my hair in the way that I wanted to. In fact, I need more hairspray. The nape of my neck is falling. More hairspray, more hairspray. More hairspray, more hairspray. Okay, now my hands are sticky. The dress is on, makeup is done. Horse is losing his mind because our car has just arrived. My bag is DIOR. I need to have some cake, otherwise I'm gonna pass out. I made this cake and the girls, we all had cake, but I forgot to eat mine. Okay, I need to go sit in the aircon. Good to go.
Well, we've just left the hotel. A little refreshing up, ready to walk the red carpet.
We have arrived. Okay, very exciting. The weather is gorgeous and I'm learning how to walk in this dress. I have to like kick and then step. Kick, step, kick, step. When the wind's not blowing, it works perfectly, 75% of the time. So if you see someone in a pink puffball going over somewhere in the NTAs in the background, it's me, okay? Kick, step, kick, step.
Okay, so we've just had the funniest experience. Yeah, no problem, mate. And we are walking our way back down to the red carpet. We've been asked to come back down, but to get down in the O2 is quite a challenge. And so we're actually on the other side of the red carpet currently. So if I show you it, it's just here. And hopefully in a second we'll be on the other side of it. But it's been quite the walk. Lydia's poor little legs are probably very tired. But anyway, we're here. We're gonna work our way back around again, and fingers crossed we'll be back on there with the team in a second.
My feet! My feet! I've just walked the whole of the O2 in Louboutins and it's not easy. I feel like badly on ice.
Afternoon.
This is Lydia and Ali. Lydia, nice to meet you.
Everybody up on your feet, everybody stand up, everybody up, all the punters up on your feet, all the punters up on your feet, all the punters up on your feet. Alright, everybody up. All the punters stand up, even you lot up there, I think I can't see them, get on your feet.
The Returning Drama Award recognises shows so good they have us begging for more. The nominees for Returning Drama are Happy Valley.
Big shout to all the people on the very
If you've ever
top
wondered what happens in between the ads on TV, TV. Well, you're witnessing it right now. Absolute chaos on the floor whilst everybody mingles, and you can see they're setting up the stage for what looks to be a performance.
Welcome back to the NTAs. Now, on stage is a choir, but this is no ordinary choir. Over the last few years, you may well have seen Vicky McClaw's poignant, uplifting documentaries highlighting the power of song for people living with dementia. Everyone, say what you like about Piers Morgan. And Louis Theroux is here! It's NTA's debut.